Basically, all of this started with the gem duplicating inside of Diablo Immortal, but Blizzard has put out their statement on cheating and exploitation. If you guys remember the video that I put out yesterday, it was talking about the person that came forward as the gem duplicator, sharing their story as to all the gems they duplicated, the platinum that they made, and them getting banned. The community responded to that saying, why doesn't Blizzard give a response or say something about the cheating inside of the game? And to be honest, I wasn't sure that anything was going to be said. I didn't know if Blizzard was going to address it or just ban people. I didn't know what to expect. I am not a Blizzard employee. I just don't know. But they did just a little bit later. I put out my video at 9 a.m. and this came out the same day, later on that day. So let's go through it and see what can get you banned inside of Diablo Immortal, starting off with 2 all adventures. We on the Diablo Immortal team take a very firm stance against cheating, gameplay automation, hacking, and other forms of exploitation. While the vast majority of our players do not engage in this behavior, we felt it was important to be clear that we will take decisive action to help keep our game fair for all players. I like this. It's good that they want to keep it fair. It's also good that they noted there that they know that the majority of the people who play their game are not cheaters. I like that altogether. If we find an account engaged in any of the following or any other prohibited activity described in the Blizzard end user license agreement, we'll apply either a temporary suspension or a permanent ban. They don't go into discussions as to which of these would require a permanent ban or deserve a permanent ban versus a temporary one, but let's go through them. Using a third-party program and hardware to automate any facet of gameplay. Could that be a spoon on top of the phone? Do you remember spooning in the library when the game dropped? That would be considered a form of automation. Maybe I'm stretching it. I don't know. All right, next up we have purchasing items from unauthorized third-party vendors. If you don't know what this is when you go to those websites and you say, or they say, we're going to sell you $100 worth of orbs for $20. You're like, well, yeah, getting an 80% discount on the orbs, and I could upgrade my account extensively, very quickly. People were doing this, 10 months ago inside of Diablo Immortal, getting massive accounts because they were spending, 20% of what it actually cost to get there. These players back in the day were banned for doing that. The reason is, for those of you that don't know about those websites, there are not any websites that are getting great deals on stuff inside of Diablo Immortal because they have a relationship with the game, Diablo Immortal or any other. It's typically because what's being done here is people's credit cards are being stolen through internet virtual stuff or in-person stuff, however credit cards can be stolen. People are then buying these currencies inside of the game, and they are then selling them at a discount because that is a way of washing the money. It's a way of them getting something and then getting money for it in the form of a mobile game. It's sketchy as heck. Don't do that. Next, we have making fraudulent transactions on the in-game or Battle.net shop. This is where the gem duping comes into play. Gem duplicating is a fraudulent activity, whether it's a hack, which it wasn't, whether it is a modification of the game, which it wasn't, or whether it was an issue with the game that someone then exploited and took advantage of, which actually was the case with the gem duplicating. There was an issue with the game, a glitch in the game, and it allowed this to happen. People took advantage of it, profited from it with in-game currencies, platinum, not anything out of game, and it was taken advantage of. If you want to know more about that, check out yesterday's video. We went into detail about it. Next, exploiting bugs with the market or in-game economy for unintended gains. Same thing really as the other one above, fraudulent transactions or exploiting bugs. So what they're typically saying, they're double downing on a very similar topic. They're stating here exploiting bugs that even if it's an issue that the Blizzard or NetEase has with the development of the game. If you find the issue and still decide to use that issue for your own benefit or for the benefit of others inside of the game, then you could be penalized for it. So instead, you should be reporting the bugs, not using them for your benefit. That's what they're trying to say there. And then we have scamming, account sharing, and win trading. Scamming and account sharing, we know. Scamming is whatever, scamming someone out of something. Account sharing means, apparently, you can't play your game and then have someone else log in through some type of a connection, whether you give them your password ID or your Facebook login or their Facebook login. You can't have multiple people playing on one account. Now, why is this? I understand in games like Clash of Clans, Brawl Stars, Call of Duty, things where esports are involved, where there's virtual events going on, virtual tournaments, well, people could play for each other. And you could have someone that's better than you playing in your account and winning the money. Okay, but that's not really what's happening here. We're not in esports. But when you think about me as a player, what's the max I can grind in a day? Me personally, 5 hours. Maybe you could grind for 10. You get a day off, you got nothing to do. You got no wife, no girlfriend, no boyfriend, no husband, no kids, no job. You could grind all day long, right? But you can't grind for 24 hours a day. Now, if I played my game for 5 hours, and then I had someone else play my game for 5 hours, someone else play my game for 5 hours, these are called pilots. These are other people playing your game for you. What's then happening is an unfair amount of time being grinded inside of the game that no one can keep up with because no one person could actually do that. So account sharing can give you an unfair advantage in that sense as well. If I let my kid play my game on my phone, I think that would be quite the stretch if they called that account sharing, but you get what I'm saying. And obviously win trading is when you were to go into battlegrounds, you would fight and you would lose on purpose with the intention that your opponent or your friend or someone or your other accounts on the other team would go up in rank because you lost on purpose. That's win trading. For accounts deleted, for accounts detected using cheat programs, botting, or similar gameplay automation, the first offense is generally a permanent closure without warning. So they actually are telling us here what we're going to get hit with, or not me, because I'm not going to be cheating, but what people who are cheating are going to be hit with. So botting, permanent closure without warning. Each player is responsible for the security and behavior of their own account. That's fair. My account, my device, my responsibility. We will also remove in-game currency, inventory, and any ranking earnings linked to third-party sales or deliberate exploitation. Now, if you remember what happened with the orbs, people were getting hundreds of thousands of orbs, thousands, tens of thousands of dollars worth of orbs. And when that was caught, the accounts weren't exactly banned, but they were given a negative orb balance, and a massive negative orb balance. Hundreds of thousands of orbs in the negative, which means that account could never really catch back up unless if the person spent the actual amount of money that orbs cost to get it back. And who's going to do that? If you're down in the hole, 200,000 orbs, who's going to actually buy 200,000 orbs to get yourself out of the hole to then just start grinding again? It seems crazy. But yeah, that's how it kind of went down. Our goal remains to protect our players' time and efforts in Diablo Immortal, which I appreciate now and for years to come. And that I love as well, showing that they're dedicated to the game moving forward. Thank you for being part of our community and for your support. Regards, the Diablo Immortal team. I think that they kind of did what the community wanted. As I mentioned, a lot of people were saying they didn't know why Blizzard hasn't responded. Where's the response? What do they have to say? Why have they said nothing? Why are they ignoring the issue? Well, the bans have been coming into play. They've responded to the community, and it's all out there. So the question is, did they do the right thing? Do you think that the bans or penalties for engaging in the activities that they mentioned are fair? Or do you think they're not fair? And what are your thoughts in general?